time for Common Man. Common man, charge the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot?
Where'd we play?
Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh, boy. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello.
Out of hundreds of deals that I've done.
Hundreds.
Welcome back to the spotlight, young man.
Okay, calm down.
I didn't say that, Common. Don't put words in my mouth. You just have to draw your own conclusions, people.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I'm always hesitant to believe what I read. You know what I mean? I think that still it comes down to society. Many times people are forced to believe what they read, and many times what you read might or may not be true.
It is Vivaldi.
It is Rachmaninoff.
Talk about guys stealing from 1 to 3. You ought to pay that station to be on there.
That's ridiculous.
That's all, folks.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the Common Man, Dan Cole.
And the drum begins in 5, actually 3, but 5 sounds like more than 2. 1 Greetings, good afternoon, Ack. Can you hear the speaker echoing?
I got music on right now, so that makes it a little more challenging.
Because I have to have it up, because this is the second time in the past 2 weeks where the female plug into the male plug, Yoga Pants Press, has snapped off.
Oh.
Because this is going to be really good radio. This is inside radio information for those of you listening. We have a shared headset that is plugged into right beneath the console here, right? In the countertop. I never use it because I don't know where PA's been. He puts it on his head. I don't know if he has lice. I don't know, and I don't want to know, right? So I always unplug it and then plug my own headset in. This is the second time I've went to take the headset out, and it's snapped off, and I can't get it in. That's going to be on the morning show button bar. It's snapped off, I can't get it in.
Brass Yoga Pants.
There's a sexual innuendo. We used to do that in 8th grade. We really loved doing that in 8th grade. Can you hear it, by the way?
No, I think as long as it's quiet enough, it's good.
Maybe I never have to use a headset ever again. I've told you my bit about the day that they do fire me. And I'm going to do it for all radio people, the class action lawsuit. That because I'm having to wear headphones for 40 years, I've lost my hearing. Would like to call the plaintiff to the stand? Mr. Cole, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, or some semblance of the truth, so help you God? I beg your pardon? Case closed. I win. Deaf. Lost hearing because I'm wearing headsets. So, There it is. So we'll see if we can get engineering guy back here during the next break. Because last time it happened, you know what? It's funny to me. It's almost like engineering guy was almost like a NASCAR pit stop. He has a very short period of time we have long breaks. It's because it broke off in here.
Yeah, I got a new one.
No, you're never going to be able to get this one out. Good luck to you. So, told you. So, engineering guy came. You know, like when you watch a NASCAR, they have like 7 seconds at a pit stop, right?
It's crazy.
They change all 4 tires and fill it up with gas and they're gone, right? Engineering guy could work at Talladega. He comes in here and he's got a couple of minutes to completely rework a headset. Bingo, bango, bongo, it's done. Just like that. That was Chad Abbott, who he could get in a lot of trouble. He lost his third class operator's license.
Really?
Yeah. And so he's not supposed to do any engineering whatsoever. I have my third class engineer's operating license, and I'm able to. I still have mine, and I don't let him forget it either. He can't remember where he lost it. It was like in a change from one office to the next, and it's gone. I still have mine in my office. Like a
physical certificate?
Yeah, my little certificate. I have mine posted in my office. When do you think the last time I was in my office? Remember when all I wanted, I was demanding an office.
Yeah.
We had all these empty offices, and I'm like, well, why can't we have an office? And Greg Swedberg, who I never see anymore, said, well, why can't you have those offices?
We should use it.
That's what I'm saying. So I used it every day for about the first week, 2 weeks. I haven't been in my office. I actually went there the other day just to see if it was still there, and it was, but I don't use it anymore.
To remove the cobwebs?
Do you want my office?
Sure.
You can have it.
I would love it.
If you want an office, you can have it.
Just selfless you are.
Yeah, that's it. I'll give you my office. Well, remember when we first had the cubicles and they had you right next to JG and I had the little empty one at the end and you asked me if you could have it? Because you use it. I don't. You didn't want to be
It didn't quite play out like that.
And then I played it out like, well, no, I'm not giving you that. And you were bitter.
Well, I was bitter because Abbott had come up to me before then and said, hey, where would you like to sit? And I pointed to that spot and then he marked me down. And then when all the desks got rolled out, I wasn't in that spot anymore.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
And then so
the guy who's never here is the one who got the good spot.
Right. And I pretended that I wasn't going to give it to you. And then, of course, I did because I just don't use it. Well, I went from the spot I was supposed to sit at into the office. It was between you and JG in the cubicle section. And it's like, I don't want to be between the two of you guys. Plus, your backs are to the it's just it's the configuration of the cubicles here is awful.
I don't want to be right next to somebody in a cube is supposed to be your corner, you're cornered off, right? Like you're in a cube.
Hey, look it's fixed. Hold on, I'm going to put my headset back in.
You doubted Chad Abbott.
I did. I didn't think he could do it. Hello, test. Hey, there it is.
Ooh.
Well, let me ask you a question. See, are you mechanically inclined? I mean, I can change a light bulb, right? I think most people can do that.
I can watch a YouTube video. That's about it.
But I mean, are you? If you watch a YouTube video, can you pull it off rather quickly and easily? See, I'm not mechanically inclined like that. There's many things I cannot do. Now, this weekend, did I bring this up yesterday? I spent 5 hours in my backyard doing fall cleanup. I put it off to the last minute. Did I talk about this yesterday? If my choice is kind of keep the yard in nice shape on a Saturday afternoon in the middle of summer or go golf, which one do you think I'm going to choose? So we get to last weekend. This Monday was the last day that my sanitation company will take yard waste. So it had to get done this weekend. Saturday was a nice day. I've got a fence that separates my yard and a holding pond, where all the rainwater drains off to. They'd like to say, oh, it's a beautiful wetland. No, it's a holding pond where algae grows, right? And that's okay. It's no big deal. But the weeds and the brush grow through it's coming through my fence. It's starting to encroach into my yard. If I waited another year, it would be all the way up to my patio door. I spent 3 hours nonstop just cutting it down with clippers and saws, and it was a lot of work. I was exhausted, but it's done. I can do that kind of manual labor, things that are simple. It's not hard to cut brush. Repairing a headset plug-in, I can't do that. I just can't. I mean, I guess if my life depended on it, I would. I told you my neighbor across the street, Carl, does so many things for me. I'll text him. Carl, old buddy, old pal, he knows what's coming. I've got an issue. I talked about this, but my lawnmower wouldn't start. I called the small engine repair guy. Yeah, probably it's $250 minimum. I said, I could buy a new lawnmower for $300. He goes, well, then go buy yourself a new lawnmower. I said, okay, thanks very much. I hung up. Carl came, took him 10 minutes. He cleaned the carburetor out for me. It runs like a champ. Would you be able to clean out a carburetor on a lawnmower?
No. I couldn't even tell you what part the carburetor is.
No. Well, it's like the gonculator.
No.
It's the same kind of a thing. So, yeah. Here's a text message. Whoops, I can't find him now. I don't have a button bar anymore. I'm in all kinds of trouble. This one says, ask Abbott if he can fix my YouTube TV and get ABC and ESPN back on. I don't think anybody can do that. That's still a problem right now? There's still at loggerheads?
No solution.
And it's because, I think most people are siding with YouTube. They're saying ABC, ESPN, Disney, that's all Disney, right? They're asking way, way too much money for ESPN programming, right? It's an arm and a leg, I guess. But, and again, I'm for the little guy. I'm the common man, the average man, the best of lousiest, lousy and the best. That's a pretty high-profile property, ESPN, right? I mean, they pay a lot of money for college football rights, National Football League rights, Major League Baseball. They even do some NBA, don't they? Or is that all NBC?
Yeah, no, they do NBA, yeah.
So it's like, well...
They do everything. They're the sports leader.
Yeah, right. It's a lot. Well, we're the sports leader but locally, but they're the sports leader worldwide, nationally. So my guess is it costs a lot of money to pay those rights, and so they probably feel like they have to charge it. And I guess it sounds like I'm sort of sticking up for them, but I just don't. None of us know. We can't get a look at the books.
Sure. It's
not like Disney's going to go, here's our books. You can see exactly what we pay and how much we make and how much we pay our employees. Here's what it all looks like. The only people that can do that are Price Waterhouse. Those are the only people that get to look at that. Nobody else does.
I think what happened is YouTube TV always wanted to be the affordable option, right? You're spending all this money on cable and you have all these unnecessary channels. We're going to minimize this a bit here and you're going to get what you want and not pay as much money. The problem is the sports stuff in the world just keeps getting higher and higher price-wise.
That's exactly right.
And then now you can't sell yourselves as hey, we're the cheap option. That's, you don't have to pay for all these extra channels.
Well,
pay for what you want.
And you couldn't pay me enough to watch last night's game, and I love defense. But I wanted a little bit of offense last night. Did you watch any Green Bay Philadelphia?
I watched second half.
And it was really good. And maybe I'm starting to turn the other way because I love defense. I just love low scoring, but a little better than 10-7. Give me 17-14, would you? Maybe get to 21 points. But the outcome of the game was we don't have the delicious button anymore.
I just put it back on your page.
Oh, good. Because someone said they just got an email from YouTube TV for $20 monthly discount for issue with Disney. What does that mean?
They're giving them all a $20 discount since they're not able to watch ESPN right now.
How about that?
Yeah.
Good for them. We'd give you a discount for that segment we just did if we could, but you didn't pay any money for it.
No.
Indirectly you did. If you go to one of our fine sponsors, like for instance, Affordable Electric, which will be sponsoring our segment on the other side of the break, Peek at the Purple. But otherwise, you didn't have to pay any money, so we're not going to give you any money back.
They're getting what they're paid for.
they're getting this. They got what they paid for. But we're going to give you a chance to win some money. Tennessee's got a keyword. It's our national cash contest.
The Fan and 2 men in a junk truck want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Just enter the keyword credit at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is credit. Enter now at KFAN.com. Home Services has your shot at 4 tickets to see Green Bay take on the Purple in early January, plus $500 in game day cash. Register for your chance to win today on the... Did it again. I always do this, Common.
What do you do wrong? Are you doing it the
I'm
wrong
reading
radio
Cool
station?
108. Yeah.
Why are you going to Cool 108? Maybe you want to work there. Is that subliminal that you're so tired of working with me you'd rather work for Cool 108?
Let's try it.
You can go ahead and spin hot stacks of wax from the top of the rack, but you're not going to get... Well, maybe they do play Weezer.
Well, I was going to say, Cool 108 is now playing my generation of music,
Yeah.
so it's right up my alley.
They are playing Weezer, aren't they? I bet they are.
Weezer and Snoop Dogg and Tupac.
It's right up your alley.
We got your shot at tickets to Sunday's divisional battle all week long by showing us your purple preset. Set KFAN as a preset on the iHeartRadio app. Screenshot it and post with hashtag KFAN purple preset to your social media. And make sure to follow and tag KFAN as well. Winners will be DM'd this Friday. Get the full rules at KFAN.com, keyword contest.
Time now for Peek at the Purple, brought to you by Affordable Electric. If you're planning a kitchen or basement remodel this fall, let the professionals at Affordable Electric handle the wiring. They do it safely, neatly, up to code. They work directly with homeowners and contractors across the Twin Towns to keep every project affordable and on schedule. Affordable Electric, where quality meets affordability. Visit affordable-electric.com today. Affordable-electric.com today. Remember, Affordable Electric is... Got you there, didn't I? You thought you were going to hear this. They're shockingly affordable.
I was just saying, Affordable Electric's the opposite of spooky and scary.
Yes, you are exactly correct. Now, I really didn't have anything for Peek at the Purple, but then a text messenger came to the rescue. This came in moments ago. It says... Considering age, contract, etc., if Common was an NFL general manager, would you rather start his storied franchise, National Football League, with Jordan Love or J.J. McCarthy?
Oh my gosh.
Love has shown a lot of potential at times, and I'm all about potential. But he makes a lot of boneheaded plays. J.J.'s younger and cheaper, but he's struggled so far. Curious as to where you'd lean on this. I guess I've seen more from Love, though he has. Is this year 3 for him or year 2? This is year 3, right? I think he's made strides every year. Now, I will admit, I'm not paying as close attention to the Green Bay Packers in general, and specifically Jordan Love. It's not like, I watched last night's game. I try to catch as much Green Bay football as I can because they're in the division. I'm pretty much a Vikings-Lions guy. Never miss those games, and I try to catch as much as I can of Packers in Bears as well. The other games don't do a lot for me.
I should say with Jordan Love, it's year 3 as a starter. He's been in the league 5 years.
Yes. I guess I did mean starter, but you're right.
Yeah.
So year 3 is a starter. I like the way he plays. I think he's got it. I think there is still room for growth. It's just so early with McCarthy that it's almost like a grade of, I don't think Love has a complete grade. I'm not ready to give him an A, B. If I was going to give him one right now, I'd give him a B, which in the National Football League, you need to be an A or an A minus. And so I'd give him a B. He's played to a B plus at times, but I would give him a B. I would say an incomplete for McCarthy. But if you said I had to pick one of them, I guess I would take Jordan Love. But here's a text message. Or not a text message, I'm sorry. This was an email that came into Common yesterday morning, 9:51, to Common at KFAN.com. It says, Common me boy, these 3 young QBs could all be in the same boat. McCarthy might be the guy, but right now it looks like he's just not going to be that guy. Tell the purple Kool-Aid fanboys that the 49ers realized that Lance was either injured or inaccurate and they moved on. The Colts spent a 3rd overall pick on Anthony Richardson, saw how inaccurate he was, how he failed the eye test over and over, took himself out of a game because he was tired and said, we're moving on. Leadership. That is franchise over ego. The Vikings, as of right now, have committed malpractice as managers of a franchise. they had a feeling about a kid and took a 14-win team and purposely risked it all for a kid with a smile and infectious energy and a seed of talent that was really unproven in Michigan because they didn't throw the ball very much. They risked it all, and now the Vikings are mediocre to bad. And what's worse, the two quarterbacks they had in their stable are now on two different teams and are playing at MVP levels, and those two teams are now big game contenders. Meanwhile, we've got a kid here that has the fanboys duped into that smile and boyish charm. They're willing to wait out 3 years of terrible football for this guy. The fact is, he shouldn't see the field right now because he's so inaccurate, has no touch on a football, and tricks veteran linemen into false starts because he can't do a cadence correctly. JJ, meaning Justin Jefferson, is one of the highest character people on the football field, and he sees where these balls are thrown and how they're thrown, and he just says, forget it. He cannot believe he was 60 minutes from the first overall seed last year, and now he has to degrade himself to help managers with their pet project. Whoa. That's scathing review of the Vikings. It's probably a Packer fan, right? Some kernels of truth in there, I think, a little bit, right? I mean, those 49ers moved on from Lance. Colts moved on from Richardson. These guys don't have it. And the Vikings did have two quarterbacks in their stable that are playing at MVP levels. Latest power rankings from, it's either the CBS or the Athletic power rankings. I have them both in my handheld, which doubles as a communication device. They both have Seattle ranked as the top team in pro. One of the two has Seattle ranked as the top team in pro football. Now, again, they're just power rankings. But you could argue that Seattle is one of the best teams in football, if not the best team in football, and in due in large part to the play of a quarterback we had last year that took us to, were we 14-3 last year?
Yes.
Now, I know we had the really bad game. And I think the Vikings, it wasn't just the bad performance against Detroit. I think it was also salary cap, right? You have to give him $100 million minimum. Now, what he got was from Seattle was $100 million for 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of loot they were going to have to pay him. And then I think they were thinking more. Again, it goes back to that. I do think the coach and the people around him think that he's got the Midas touch when it comes to quarterbacks. And so, hey, yeah, we could give him $100 million, but then it's going to be harder for us to spend money on interior of the offensive line and interior of the defensive line. Let's let Sam walk. Let's get some people in the interior of those two lines, and I'll coach the kid up, and we can do it in a hurry. Because you would think you're doing it in a hurry if you sign veteran interior linemen, right? Because if you were thinking he was going to be more of a long-term project, like going to take 2 or 3 years to really start to play football at a high level, well, those interior linemen you signed are really going to be on the wrong side of 30, right? And they were injury prone to begin with. So they're probably not going to be ready to contribute when your quarterback is. So it leads me to believe that they thought we can go forward with McCarthy and not skip a beat. Now, he did miss 5 games. How much further would he be along had he not had the sprained ankle, the high ankle sprain? Maybe a lot further, or maybe no further at all, or maybe regressing, and we won't know for a while. And this is by no means in any way, shape, or form am I suggesting the Vikings should give up on him or they blundered. It was when all of it was going down, when the season ended, and through the first few weeks, and then through the combines and the free agency period and the draft and everything, everybody weighed in on their opinion. I thought they should have kept the kid, the Darnold kid. I thought they should have. I thought you're searching for your franchise quarterback. It looks like we have him, but they decided not to. Now again, still a long way to go with McCarthy, but that email that brings up some pretty salient points. So, and like someone just said on the text message, $33 million a year for an MVP candidate is a steal, and it really is a steal. Someone else said, my guess is this is probably a Viking fan. Trey Lance only started 26 games before being drafted. That's just the 49ers being stupid, right? But at least they realized their stupidity and moved on quickly. That's the point, is you have to know, and maybe the Vikings will do it. Let's say that McCarthy doesn't get any better, My guess is the Vikings will fish and cut bait pretty early, too. You almost have to, right? You can't spend 3-4 years trying to develop a guy if you don't think he's got it, but that we'll learn more. He's shown signs of some really good play, but he's also had more struggles than he's had successes. Let's just say that. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Peek at the Purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. For all of your electrical needs, it's affordable-electric.com. More controversial Vikings news and other topics on the other side of the break on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Wolves fans, it's a Timberwolves Talk Back Tuesday, and we've got your shot at tickets to this Saturday's Prince-inspired City Edition game. Tap the microphone on the KFAN page in the iHeartRadio app and give us your best dunk call. Winners will be selected. Your best dunk call.
Dunk call?
Dunk call.
Oh, okay.
Winners will be selected and emailed all day long. Get a full list of rules at KFAN.com, keyword contest.
Couple 13-14 past. The legendary Mark Rosen is in the building. He will join us here just before 2 o'clock. Saw the Timberwolves won again.
Yeah, they're red hot.
They've won 5 of 6. They beat the Jazz last night and all that jazz. Your guy, Anthony Edwards, 35 points. I think I saw a quote where he says he's finding his rhythm. He's got his mojo back. If you remember, was it first couple games he missed? Or he played the first and missed a couple? He had some kind of a hammy or something. Then his first game back, he had 15 points, which would be a career day for you or me. For him, it's like, what's wrong? And he was playing a lot of defense, and he was 5 out of, I think it was something, or maybe it was like, yeah, he was 5 for 15 points. I don't remember exactly what it was, but now he's been scoring like he has in the past. Now, again, full disclosure, they're beating terrible teams from terrible cities with terrible fans and terrible stadiums. But I will tell you this. I'm going to throw a bone to the basketball community that thinks I'm too hard on the Wolves. It's the tough love covenants. Well, that's how we are here. You will not get praise when praise is not warranted. And when it is, we'll give it to you. We'll throw you a bone. We'll pat you on the head. We'll give you a verbal slap on the back. But in the past, they've been known to lose to teams.
Especially last year.
Yeah, last year was awful. That's why they plummeted to the 6th seed. And as I brought up on a couple 13-14 occasions, or at least 6-7 times, they, even at the 6th seed, they still got to the Western Conference Finals. So sometimes the seeding can be a little overrated. Unless you get into the play-in thing, that's almost more embarrassment than anything, right? But anyway, but hey, they beat teams they're supposed to beat because they weren't doing that last year, so good for them. Saw another one, story, Fish Wrap Factory West Side, Bobby Nightingale. Bobby is a beat writer, Fish Wrap Factory West Side for the Minnesota Twins. What an awful beat. Oh, can you imagine being the beat writer for the Minnesota Twins? How are you going to cover that trouble next year? See, how do I spin this 9th loss in a row?
I saw a Aaron Gleeman column within the last week,
yeah.
And the headline was basically 10 bargain hitters the Twins could go after in free agent. Bargain bin free agent hit. That's an evergreen column. Every year, like he's got to have that written down of here's where I talk about the value guys they can go after.
Dog days of summer next year, early August. Your Bobby Nightingale or any of the other beat writers for the Twins walk into that press box and drop your laptop down, open it up. Players are warming up. You're going, I got to write another loss. Then I got to go down to the locker room and have them give me the same quotes about we're giving it everything we've got, but sometimes it doesn't work. Guys are laying it on the line. Guys in the training room. It's bandwagon. It really is. Here's the headline. How the Twins narrowed the list of manager candidates from 80 to 1 before hiring Derek Shelton, who I think they were going to hire all along. Is that just...
They were at 80?
80 candidates. They had a list of 80 people.
I don't believe them.
That's a lot of media guides you're flipping through. You're jotting down 80 candidates they had. That's what they claim. 80 candidates.
Now, don't you go into it, though, going, like, numbers 30 through 80 really have no shot at the jobs? You're really not even considering them, so...
But it says how the Twins narrowed the list of manager candidates from 80 to 1 before hiring Derek Shelton. There were 7 people who received interviews. which is sort of like receiving a death sentence. But there were 7 people who received interviews, and the team tried to leave no stone unturned. Here's what he writes. In the first days of the Twins' search for a new manager, the internal list of potential, and I love potential candidates swelled to about 80 names. Members of the front office kept an open mind as they brainstormed. They listed all the former managers and candidates from other openings around the league, including me. I think I was on that list because if you remember, years ago, I was the assistant coach of my oldest nephew's Little League baseball team back in 1990, 91, I think. And I can show it to you. Matter of fact, I'm going to take pictures. Maybe I've done this already before for Twitter. Pictures of the trophies that I still have proudly displayed in my basement down in the Man Grotto. The trophies that I got from coaching Little League. So I have to think if there's 80 people there, I was at least as qualified as 6, 7 of them, right? I mean, right? I mean, what does it take to be a manager? You write down the lineup, and then you watch and you go, attaboy. And then you flash a couple of signs and say, why don't we try to sacrifice that guy over with a bunt? Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and do that. So I think I'm as qualified as anyone.
Well, even like back in the day, you would have to research the opposing hitter and look at tendencies, and then you would tell your left fielder, hey, I need you to move over 5 spots.
Yeah.
Now, they already know it ahead of time based off the computer, so they just grab the little piece of paper out of their pocket and they look at it before I'm like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to stand when this guy's hitting. The manager doesn't even have to tell him.
Do you remember about 5 or 6 years ago, I was ripping some outfielder for the Twins saying he's pulling a cell phone out of his back pocket? I thought he was looking at his cell phone. I really did. I had no idea they were doing what you just said.
I always love that one.
That they were looking at a card that tells the hitter's tendencies. So I came on the air the next day and I go, Joe Bag of Donuts is out in right field. He's got a cell phone in his back pocket. He's checking text messages. And then you or somebody went, Common, that's a scouting card he has in his back pocket. Well, that was one of those want to get away. But that's what I thought.
That will be something the Savannah Bananas do at some point, though. Because one of them will have a cell phone and he'll be taking a video selfie of him catching a fly ball.
Over the 3 weeks following the firing of Rocco Baldelli, the Twins whittled their 80 names to Derek Shelton, who became the 15th manager in team history. Shelton, in many respects, was a predictable hire. The Twins had history with him after he was their bench coach in 2018 and 2019. He was a finalist in their previous managerial search 8 years ago, after all. But through each round of interviews, Twins officials kept coming back to Shelton as the leader they wanted. They just kept coming back to him. So he got the job. But what I find the most interesting here, let me see if I can find this. Go ahead and give me the, thank you. There was a cheap shot I really wanted to take here. Gosh darn it. Here's what it says. The last time the Twins searched for a manager, their virtual meetings on Google Hangouts were awkward as people tried not to talk over each other. These small groups covered different topics such as in-game decisions, coaching, staff roles, player development priorities, and community responsibilities. Oh, I remember what it was I was trying to find. Here it is. The Zoom interviews. So they interviewed a bunch of, they had 7 candidates that made the cut, right? Then they had Zoom interviews with each one. The Zoom interviews, which Falvey said could last more than 6 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm out after 30 minutes. I mean, really? 6 hours of interview? If you're one of the managerial candidates and you're thinking, well, this should be quick, 15, 20 minutes, ask me some questions. If they like me, they'll bring me in for an interview. You're looking at your watch, it's like hour number 3, and then 4, and then 5, 6 hours.
You take bathroom breaks.
They should have had a pitch clock and called it a manager interview clock. You can't make people sit through 6 hours of interviews. Each candidate managed a simulated game. Falvey said, give them a bullpen card, usage, and here's what each reliever did last week. It was less about did we win or lose the game? My guess is they lost. It was much more about how did you think about using the bullpen? My answer to them would be, I think we should use the bullpen not as often. We should have our starters go a little deeper into games like they used to do back in the olden days. Let's get back to real baseball. Let's get guys to pitch instead of throw. Then I'd have been thrown out of the Zoom meeting because they wouldn't want me, because that's not what the analytics say, Tennessee. Sabermetrics and analytics say throw as hard as you can and swing for the fences. The in-person interviews concluded after dinner with Zoll. He's their general manager, and Falvey. Two of the finalist dinners were at Mara, and one was at Porzana. So that was kind of, well, at least you got taken to a nice restaurant. I don't know about, I've been to Porzana. Have you ever been to either of those restaurants?
No.
Mara? I don't know about Mara. I know I've been to Porzana. It's an Argentinian steakhouse. It's really good, too. After 3 weeks, the Twins' managerial search ended on Shelton, where many expected when it started. So there you go. 80 people, 6-hour interviews, and then dinner. Dinner and a game, and that was it. So they came around their people.
Could I give you my theory why they did Zoom?
Cheaper.
Yeah. You have to fly them in.
Absolutely. Well, you wouldn't fly 80 guys in. I just think the 80.
Well, I don't think 80 of them did 6-hour Zooms.
Yeah, I just think 80 is just ridiculous.
I think 80 was just a list and they crossed off a bunch at the beginning.
Well,
There's no way they interviewed all 80.
I wouldn't think they would. But then again, it is the Twins, Tennessee, and they have their own way of doing things. So maybe that's the way it went down with them. I saw this too. I was alerted to this one. Give me 1 second here. Here it is. Did you see this story, Tennessee? This is a Fox 9 story. Target has issued a new directive mandating that workers smile at customers. Smile! Damn it! Mandating that workers smile at customers as part of a plan to boost sales headed into the holidays, according to a Bloomberg report. The new initiative is called the 10-4 program. 10-4. 10-4, good buddy, the 10-4 program, according to Bloomberg. Under the program, workers are required to smile, make eye contact, and wave or greet a shopper who comes within 10 feet of them. If they are closer, within 4 feet, see, it's the 10-4 rule, the workers are required to ask them if they need help or how their day is going. The Bloomberg article draws parallels to a longstanding rule for Walmart workers, which carries the same 10-foot smiling requirement. Now, what if you're like 11 feet?
Yeah, how do you judge?
Well, I don't know, because, and then let's say you don't smile at, and your superior goes, you didn't smile at that employee. They were 10 feet, 9 inches away. They hadn't got to that magical 10-foot place. Mm-hmm. What if you're a Target and Meat Sauce is there to buy athletic socks and he walks out with Blu-ray DVD Home Alone? Do you smile at Meat Sauce? Because he's gone to Target to get athletic socks and came away with Home Alone 2 on Blu-ray DVD. And then if they get within 4, now what if they get within 2 feet? If you get right in your face, can you say, hey, get out of my face?
4 feet is like inside my bubble.
It kind of is. And then if you're like me, I'm outgoing and gregarious. I am, right? But that being said, if you ever gone to like a clothes, well, you don't shop. You do
mostly online shopping.
You do online shopping.
Yeah.
I like going to the store and trying things on before I buy something, right? Walk into a store. I've said this thing, and I say it in a way that I'm not being a Richard, but they'll go like, can I help you? I've been shopping for my own clothes for 55 years now. I don't need any help. I'll be fine. I'll find it, and if I have any questions, I'll come in and get you. When I was 6, my mom shopped for my own clothes. Once I got to be 12, 13, 14 years old, I started picking out my own. Now, your wife still shops for you, right? She picks out your clothes?
It's been a while. I mean, I know you can't tell, but it's been a while since she's picked out clothes for me.
Oh, really? Because
I'm not wearing any new clothes.
Oh, okay. But when you do get new clothes, she picks them out for you, right?
The nice stuff, yes.
Yeah.
But I just don't wear that much anymore.
Your go-to going out shirt.
Yeah, the go-to going out shirt.
She picks up. Same thing when I go to a grocery store. Now, I know where the frozen food aisle is. Now, if I'm at Kowalski's, I just wait to run into Rose, and he practically lives there, and he can show me around. So I don't need a lot of help at the store. I just, if I need your help, I'll get it.
Well, I would say the vast majority of places that ask you for help, I don't want help. And then the places I need help, like Home Depot and Lowe's, I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I need to know exactly the part I need, and those are always the places where there's nobody there to help.
Yeah. Do you think during those simulated games they made the would-be managerial candidates wear a Twins uniform too? Did they have to flash signs like touch the brim of their cap and touch their shoulder? Because that's what the managers do. They flash all those signs to tell the players what to do.
Did they think they threw any trick questions at them? All right, so Joe Ryan's pitching in the 8th inning. What would you do here? And the real answer is, well, he shouldn't be pitching in the 8th inning. That's not how we do it here. You got to pull him after 5.
Or did they ask him, is wearing women's underwear part of your turn on? That might have been a question as well. We'll pause when we return.
Baby.
The legendary Mark Rosen will join us here on The Fan.